Okay, so I am testing a chest rig I got off Amazon for the summer, and I just got this new rescue helicopter that got released this year from Matchbox, and all it is just an Airbus Dolphin helicopter, the AS 165, and it's got a foldable hook, which is pretty cool. Little FLIR camera there. I'm actually gonna use this pen here. So it's got a camera, foldable hook, and the regular horrible new plastic gear that you see on all the aircraft, comparing it to these older gears, which are more stable and more durable, which I will actually show it to you on a helicopter, which I have right here on this Merlin, or mission chopper as they call it, but it's just a EH-101 Merlin. It's got this sturdy landing gear. This is the old one. And then sometime like around 2017, they decided to say, hey, let's change it to a cheap plastic ship. And they did. So, but I think that the foldable hook, which you see on those Matchbox Sky Buster heavy lift helicopters, the Blade Force ones, which will be in a different video coming soon, because I just got this one off of eBay today, and it's got Unit 25, El Segundo, California, Matchbox Rescue SB 171, which is Skybuster model iteration 171. And as you can see, there's lights here, which it does also have that, which is also prevalent on the bottom of a Dolphin. If you are from the States and you live near a U.S. Coast Guard air station that have Dolphins, or that looks something similar to this one, go check it out and ask to show you the lights on the bottom, and they'll show you it. This one comes with a door that's opened, which does not slide at all, but it's kind of cool to see the inside. Hold on. Yeah, as you could see, I just got a flashlight here. You can sort of see the inside a little bit. It's got a seat. It looks like it's got some equipment in the back, and it's got room for a stretcher. But other than that, it's a pretty cool model. The old one, there was an old rescue helicopter. I mean, the rotor spin's pretty good. It doesn't come with a tail rotor like the S92 here, which is, again, has the old gear. Comparing it to this older one that came from a Mission Force Police SWAT set, which has the older gear, because if we just do that, this one is a bit more smoother on the bottom. As we could see along here, it's a bit smoother, comparing it to this Coast Guard one, which has a bit more of a chin on it. And the real-life equivalent would be the Jayhawks made from the Blackhawks and the Seahawks helicopters. So we got that guy, and then there's this police one. I did the rotor markings, but all custom made. I just used some Sharpie paint pens I got at Staples or wherever you could find them. So I did the yellow on this one, and then I did the black on this guy, so they're nice and visible. So with this one, I might do something with it. I don't know, but it's got like some pretty cool details. Like, I mean, it's got some decent weight to it. Comparing it to this one is a little bit lighter than this one. But there was an older iteration of the rescue helicopter, which looked kind of different. I used to have one, but it didn't look like this. But I mean, just look up Matchbox Rescue Helicopter. It should show up as a different type of helicopter model. This is their new iteration. I mean, the other one didn't really look like a Dolphin all that much. It just had a fictional design. So it's like, hey, let's roll with it. And then this year, they rolled out with a Dolphin, which is kind of cool. It kind of gives a U.S. Coast Guard type vibe to it, which there's no doubt they're going to have a U.S. Coast Guard paint scheme for it, which is my guess. But the horrible thing about these new gears is that I have this tug from an old airport set, it doesn't it doesn't it doesn't click in. It doesn't do anything. Comparing it to this one where it clicks onto the bar or it clicks onto the front gear. Like, I mean, I could just like rest this front nose gear on it, but it's not the same. And I just got this runway and tanks and water cannon area from an older set from 2013. There's the jet that came with it. It also came with one of these. This is actually the one that came with it. See, like if I just do this, like it doesn't click in, it doesn't attach to anything. But and then we go over to here on this guy, it clicks onto that one, and then it clicks onto that one. So like Mattel, what are you doing? Revert back to the old landing gear. And I've seen videos where some people, or on some subreddits, or videos of people saying that the gear is super flimsy. Like when the first iteration of the gear came out, around the same time the Top Gun Maverick jets came out, they were so flimsy. Like at least 2 weeks, they were starting to show stress. Which by stress, I mean, let's see if I can find a good spot. Let's use this light here. Yeah, like that white bit, like where it starts to turn a little bit gray on the inboard there, right where I'm pointing, that's plastic stress. Which, in my case, as someone who likes aviation and did half of a structures course before I decided to pursue a different career, which is loading firefighting aircraft, not these ones, but something similar to these guys over the summer. These ones will be in Kamloops. But as seeing plastic stress on something like a Skybuster, here's another example. This isn't a Skybuster, but I just custom painted this to look like a U.S. military Blackhawk. Right at the bottom where it starts to turn gray, right near the center, right near the rotor hubs and such. Some of you people who don't understand aviation don't know what I'm talking about, but this center bit right there, that little part where it starts to turn gray or white, that is plastic stress. And in reality, in aviation, stress is not okay. Stress leads to cracks or fatigue, which can lead to a wing coming off or something separating or the rotor shattering and such, which is not good and will make you fall out of the sky. And this one's just like a Blackhawk, Firehawk paint scheme. It's got this little light I found in Halloween a few years ago. But yeah, it's good. I like it. The gear is actually, oh wow. This gear, I'm putting pressure on it. This gear is more sturdy than this. Like this one came out this one came out in 2017 because it says 2009 and 2017. 2017 is when they started making these plastic gears. These ones, I could give there's a little bit of weight giving to it, and even then the gear is a bit flimsy. But there's another one that I have where the gear is super flimsy and I do not trust it. I just grabbed some other ones. One I have from a cousin that left it here on accident, and I won't be able to see them for quite a bit, but because they live hundreds of kilometers away. But this one from the movie Planes. Look at the wheels on this one. They're pretty similar. I mean, this one does say Mattel copyright and Disney copyright because it's the Planes character, obviously. Disney, sue me. I'm using one of your characters. Just kidding. You probably can't sue me. I just use Disney Plus just for the movies and such on it, but I won't go to Disneyland. I've never been to any of them. But anyways, I'm off topic. So with this one, the Sky Sentry, which is some sort of like a radar aircraft, came out in 2014. If I'm not mistaken, 2014, they were still making, it was at the tail end of when these aircraft were Matchbox in Canada was starting to fade away. Actually, faded away quite before that. This one, 2007, which was 7 years ago from that, it has the old gear, right? Got the old gear. And then we're going to have something that's a bit newer. This one is from 2009. So this one's more recent. 2009. It's got the old gear on it. And no, I did just get this one, so it looks pretty pristine. It's supposed to be with a Mission Force fire crew, but I got it on its own, surprisingly. And there's an S92, Sikorsky S92, which is just those two, are in that set. And I got another one that was a single. But this one, the Sky Sentry, plastic. Wings are plastic. Props are plastic. The only metal bit is this orange bit that runs along to the tail and down here. That's all. That's the only metal part on it. And then these are plastic as well. I mean, these are still pretty flimsy. Like, look at that. I could bend them. And this one actually has a defect. It's not straight. So that means it's going to be in a permanent left turn if I decide to just, like, do that. You can even start to see it turn. Yeah, you can start to see it turn. And it's horrible. I don't know why he's here, but he's there. But yeah, these new plastic gears will have defects like this, where they start to turn left or right. Comparing it to these ones, they are always straight. They are always straight, which is, I mean, it's good, but I don't like when it has a defect like that. But if it's something like the Chinook, I could forgive them for doing the plastic gear. I can forgive them for that, because you're not going to put these giant things on this, because it doesn't make sense. And come to think of it, those two look pretty good together. There's this one too, the MBX Crop Duster, which looks like a PCL durometer. They have metal. The whole red part is metal here. The bottom with the wings and such is plastic. It's all one mold. This is plastic. Props plastic. That's plastic. That's plastic. This is the only gear that's on there. It's pretty good. I do like this model. However, if I just put it here on this runway and tilt my phone up, look how low the prop is. Look how low it is to the ground. Like even like that. I don't like the ground clearance. I don't like that. Mattel, please fix this crop duster. Please fix it. I'm begging you. So I'm going to pause this for a second. Yeah, okay, so now I'm back. This Top Gun Maverick helicopter that came out with the Top Gun Maverick ones. It is the same model as this one. This one, as you could tell, has the old gear. This is a model from 2003. The model from 2003. Look at it. No wheels. No nothing. It's lazy. It's flimsy. It's horrible. Mattel, I want to have a talk with your executives who run the Matchbox Sky Busters branch. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like your changes. They suck. Comparing it to this German Chinook that I bought at the local shop for $28 Canadian, to be more specific. Transport helicopter. The Chinook helicopter. It has a ramp, which is cool. And the gear is sturdy. Look at that. It's got wheels. Comparing it to Matchbox one, which the wheels do not spin. They're just cheap plastic molds. This one, I thought their gear would come out because it would be like a clamp, but it's not. Just one solid gear, and it moves and it rolls quite well. And it's a trusted company. This German company, I've bought a whole bunch of stuff from them in the past. It's called SICU. As you can see, GmbH. That's German. It's like ink in German. It's Germany's version of Incorporated or Inc. And this one it doesn't say where it's from, but yeah, this is a German company, and I would recommend it. But the only downside is that they do the molds in half, and then they do the rivets there, and on the engine here. There, 1, 2, 3. It's only that's holding it together. Even then, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. That seems to be the optimal number, except for this one, which has 2. And this one, 2. Depends on the size, because this one's got 3. What does this one have? Just has 2. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3. It depends on the length and the size that they are. But yeah, see, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two are for the gear, so just, yeah, as is. I put hot glue on there because I don't have any playsets. Or because my cousin was like, can you get me playsets? I'm like, they don't make them anymore. It's like, come on, why? Because they don't make them anymore. Anyways, yeah. So that's my 5 cents, but yes, this one's from 2002. And then there's this old one, which is, it's a good model. I'll give you that. The Cessna 210 Skybuster model number 26 from 1974. I did the prop tips yellow. I got it because one of my family members passed away in the 80s in a plane similar to this, but not on floats, on a fire. But I like it. It's nice and sturdy. But the thing is that with this being from 74 or the 80s or whenever this one was manufactured, it just tells you the copyright year of when they decided to copyright this design. Which obviously Cessna gave them the license to make it. Same with Sikorsky, giving them the license to make that, and Avro and British Aerospace to make that, and Cirrus to make that, and Cessna to make that one, or Textron, however you say it, and McDonnell Douglas and Boeing to manufacture licensed products. This one, it's good, but I'm scared of the props and the floats breaking because it's so old. So I just leave it on a shelf. And then, of course, Grumman for the F-14 Tomcat. But yeah, that's this guy. I kind of went off on a tangent, but I think this edition of this folding hook down here is pretty damn neat. It's pretty freaking sweet. Basically, I'm the Maximo of a Pokemon of Skybusters, if I could put it that way. But yeah, it's got a nice, it's a pretty good hook. I mean, now I have a reason to dismantle this Lego fishing rod. Make a little loop and put it through the hook, and then just have a line for it, you know? That'll be my project for today. But I think it's a pretty cool rig comparing it to that one. They're pretty cool. I do like this one pretty well. Because A, you don't have the added risk of having the tail rotor break, because there's no tail rotor. But you do have some pretty flimsy rotors. And with white parts like that, you cannot identify plastic stress until it breaks off. Comparing it to black or gray, kind of. You kind of identify it. Because it'd be a really light gray. Black, you can identify it. It's a gray or a white, depending on how far it is. But white, you're not going to identify it at all. But yeah, I just got it. It's one of the first ones of 2025 to roll out, even though it says copyright 2024. Did not roll out till this year. So that means they gave it the go-ahead last year, or late last year, and then they started making them this year. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. At least it's made in Thailand and not West Taiwan. Otherwise known as People's Republic of China, or just China, depending on how your stance is. But Taiwan is a real country. President Xi, sue me, and Tiananmen Square is a real thing. Arrest me. What are you gonna do? Arrest me? Give me radioactive tea? I don't drink tea, so that's a joke on you. Anyways, rescue helicopter, just a dolphin. I will contact Airbus about this.